Is it recording? Yep. All right. It is. Shit. I gotta check that. Let's see here. Saturday, September 29th, 11:05 p.m. We're over standing here at 167 Tropicana. This was the America's Best Value that I stayed in, as I said, on June 7th. Initially, I was in room 267, which was far down that way, second floor. What's it called? I don't know, fuse blew or something. Lights went out, so they moved me to just right here in the front. This was where the office was, or actually, yeah, right to the right of this red car. And I was right above it, 102. Over here, across the parking lot in 432, right here of Motel 6, with some unknown people, but and there were a few more scattered on the second floor over here, and they were basically whatever you want to call it, bombarding me with the direct energy weapons, which I believe is electromagnetic waves of some kind. Had I not, read about that from a website or whatever, a web page that they happened to pop up on my cell phone one time, I never would have believed they existed. But I always wondered, actually, what some of the intense tingling and localized sensations, sometimes like extreme pressure on the chest, or they can modulate, I guess, heartbeat or whatever you want to call it. Like there's different sensations and stuff, pain, and make my mouth dry out, and I could go from talking perfectly fine, like I did in a video there actually that night from inside the hotel room looking out. You could, they were so strong, they were turned up so high and so powerful that night, and getting hit from multiples at the same time that, sorry, I'm kind of just swinging the camera around here, not even realizing it, but I was getting hit by so much of them that it was literally just, frying my brain. I could feel it. I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. But despite that, I was actually in the zone. I was able to make my point perfectly, and then actually, I started out just noticing the lights, because you see the orangish red, I guess it appears to me. The small light that'll come through windows, and you can tell it's behind the glass because it doesn't move. When you move, it doesn't change like a reflection that's on the glass from behind you or from the side or something like that. And I was just sitting there kind of talking and filming out the window, and then all of a sudden I actually noticed you could see the streams. Let me see here. Obviously I'm not gonna be on the second floor, but so let's say I was kind of like here, and they were up here in this room, and then there was over here by the trees and stuff a little bit. I was back about 10 feet to the right here, but you could see it all on the screen here. You could literally just see, damn near like a special effect type thing. It was just like particles, it looked like, dark particles. That's how it appeared on the screen of the phone, the recording and whatnot. And you could see them just directly coming at me, conjoining basically, coming from different rooms and everything. And it was really bad. I went from starting out talking perfectly fine. Well, I talked fine the whole time, but mouth was wet, full of saliva, and literally within a matter of 30 seconds or so, I was completely dried up, because as I've found out from reading a couple of those websites, that's what it does, is it actually like cooks the moisture out of the cells in your body. So you literally just dehydrate, which would explain why while I was out, when I was unable to get hotel rooms out there from May 7th or so, May 8th to about July 15th, when I was, broke from getting overcharged from all the hotel rooms, and just overcharged on everything in general. I was fair game, basically. They were just hitting me with these things all the time, just driving me nuts. It's one of the worst things, probably the worst thing I've ever experienced, because when it's not at that high of a intensity or whatever, you can't see it, and you can feel it, and there's nothing you can do about it, nothing at all, but just suffer. and they can turn it up, and I guess it's different. I would assume different frequencies that give certain sensations or different sensations. Also, I'm sure I've been, I don't know, they've kind of practiced over time or whatever, and kind of trained my body or whatever system to react in certain ways to different frequencies. But anyways, that was June 7th, and I took, I think it was about 45 minutes to 50 minutes of just spot on, in the zone, recording, where I was actually able to convey my thoughts and speak in a, professional manner, or just basically not sound like a freaking retard, forgetting my words left and right, and zoning out, getting sidetracked, or just completely mentally blocked, which they like to do. So that's the thing. I can always type, and whether text or on a computer, I can write and I can type fine, but I cannot speak, and that is a huge problem. Case in point, today I go to the police station, the Henderson Police Station, to check up on out on 223 Lead Street, to check on a report. I wanted to file the report back in June, and because I know without a doubt that my family is directly responsible for the poisoning, basically medicating, and drug inducing whatever, and direct energy weapon, electromagnetic, whatever you want to call it, supposedly psychotic episodes that I've experienced, for years, which, yeah, is certainly not the case. I'm not crazy. I'm not psychotic in the least. I'm pretty smart, and I can speak perfectly fine when I'm not bombarded with all this stuff, and just all my attempts to convey my thoughts are thwarted. So yeah, today I was riding on the bus, and I happened to glance over and see that this building was no longer here. Now it's behind the Cocos over here on Tropicana, across from the MGM. But sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I see that the entire, there was 6 buildings here, I believe. They were here. I don't know when they tore them down. I just got out of jail on the 23rd. I've been out of jail about a month, but haven't been over this direction in a while. I'm a little all over the place, but let me see here. As I said, I was in room 267 to begin with. The room was terrible, shitty. Had a cobbled together TV, little whatever stand armoire thing that was made out of like particle board. It looked like shit. It was just sorry. But it was a $39 room. It had Wi-Fi here, as you can see. Let me kind of zoom. There we go. It says what the channel was or whatever, the Wi-Fi network name. So, me being me and knowing that there's people in the rooms next to me doing this stuff to me at every hotel I stay in, and there's also certain pieces of equipment and stuff like that in the rooms, I was fiddling with stuff, and what's it called? I took what looked like a smoke detector off the wall, but I wasn't a smoke detector. So it said occupancy protector, or occupancy something, yeah, indicator. But I've never heard of one of those, so I'm sure it was something else. But anyways, I took that out of the wall, and instead of being battery powered, it was actually connected in the wall. Well, two wires arced, and the fuse blew. So the only thing working was the 220 AC unit or whatever. So they moved me to the 102 over here, and what's it called? It was a very nice room for the exact same price. It had a very very nice looking. I mean, granted, it was stamped metal, but bed rests and or headboards and stuff like that, and bedside tables and stuff like that. But what it also had, which really none of the hotel rooms I stayed in, which was probably about 10 or 15 over the course of like 45 days. at various places, none of them had guest directories, or like amenities, a little binder with prices, stuff on site, just normal information, because they like to hide that from me and then change the rules for me when I was there and say, oh, we don't have this, or we don't do that, or this is the price, or that's the price. And they basically just, pardon my language, fucked me over left and right. And this was basically every single place I stayed at, with the exception of maybe one. This room 102 over here had, in that directory, it had a sheet with the building layout as well, like this, but it had a different Wi-Fi on there. It was a different service. So they moved me into this other room, and they got two different Wi-Fi. So who knows who I was using? They're already, affecting my phone and stuff like that. But interesting fact, besides the building no longer being here after me taking 45 minutes worth of video and putting it, I had to split it up, and I don't know how much of it, about 400 megabytes went onto a cloud app, which it might still be there, but it was the tail end, so it wasn't as good, or they might have edited it, which I'm sure they do. They can do anything like that. But the large majority of the part, and where I was, not making, let me choose my choice of words here, where I was just explaining things and being able to, prove my point and, show you on screen actually what was going on and what I was being hit with. That was the first time I had actually physically seen the rays coming at me, when I'm feeling them, as opposed to just seeing a little dot when they're fucking 300 or 400 feet away, hit me from a distance like some cowards, basically, because that's all they do. I've never seen any of these people face to face. They just fuck with me and make my life a living hell, and make me like a laughing stock, basically, of the city that I'm supposed to love. Which, yeah, my city really loves me. Can't even get out the damn place tonight or anytime. But, yeah, I mean, that building's no longer there. What's it called? The cell phones. I kept all the cell phones because they, without fail, they know how to, they know how to just basically keep me from getting that stuff out there or whatever. They reach a point, to